Welcome to March Virtual Craft Club. Today we're going to give you instructions on how to make your Easter reverse canvas. Okay. Thank you for picking up your supplies. As usual, if you have any questions regarding your supplies, if something does not work the way the instructions were given, please call me. I will be happy to answer your questions. Or if something, I don't know, I missed putting a brush in your bag, the paint, just call us, okay? The phone number is in the little flyer that always attached to your bag. On this month's craft, you got your canvas, you got your stain, your white paint, and extra newspaper. This month, remember, the stain is gonna be a little yucky to work with. You just gotta be really careful with it. You also got your sticker, which is your bunny. You got plastic gloves to cover your hands because, like I said, that stain can get a little messy. I would recommend, if you have a work surface, to go outside on a sunny day, because first of all, the stain smells, has a strong smell, and second, it will stain anything that it touches. Okay, so you also got your popsicle stick to work your sticker off your transfer tape, your brush, and your pom-pom for your tail. Okay, so let's get to work. Okay, remember, optional items this month is a screwdriver. You can also use a letter opener, a sturdy one, a X-Acto knife, and scissors. So in order for us to do a reverse canvas sign, we are going to start pulling all of our staples, and I realized that the screwdriver is not pointy, so I did the tool to open our letters. But also, you might not be able to get it straight like that, so you just play with it and take it off. You can do that with every single one of them if you don't want your staples there. You can also just start pulling your canvas off the staples like this, because you don't need the whole thing. You can also grab a X-Acto knife or a box cutter and just go over your canvas and cut it right by the staples. Don't worry if you cut it just right on the edge, because we are going to need smaller piece, since we are going to put it on the back of our frame. Okay, I'm using the X-Acto knife, but any sharp knife or your box cutter will do. So we are going to pull our canvas out of here. On the corner, since it's doubled to make the fold in there, you might have a little bit of a hard time trying to go through all the layers, but you're just gonna pull it out of there. Okay, once we pull it out, like I said, if you want to get rid of the extra canvas around, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to. Nobody is going to see that. Okay, so this is gonna be the front of your frame, and then this is your canvas. I will suggest that we gonna measure before we even stain the frame, just in case that we get impatient and we do not want to wait long enough to glue it to the back of it. So get your pencil and mark your corners so we can cut around it, because we need to paint it. So after you mark your corners, we can do this, a little bit of the ends and the inside of your markings, because we are going to have to cut a little bit on the outside of it, so we have room to frame it, okay? See, this is my inside. These are my markings. So now I'm just gonna go about maybe half of an inch, maybe less, a little bit less than that, and I am going to cut my canvas. And the reason we are doing this is because we need to have enough room to come back and put it inside, and we are going to glue it back on our frame. Okay? So now we are going to paint our canvas with the white paint. And the reason we are doing this is because I learned that the vinyl that we are going to use, it starts peeling off, and you might have a bit of hard time trying to make your vinyl stick to your canvas if you do not paint your canvas. You don't need to do it like very thick because your canvas is already white. And like I said, it helps when you are going to transfer your vinyl to it. Okay, so now we're gonna put this to the side and we're gonna let it dry. And you can also do a second coat if you want to. Now we are going to go rinse our brush, and we are going to stain our frame. Okay, so now we are going to stain. Make sure you wash your brush really good. I gave you extra newspaper, and if you want to put an old cloth on the bottom, I mean, it depends how messy you are. The stain is going to stain, and you gotta make sure you can even probably work outside. It's been beautiful days. It's sunny and pretty. And you're just going to stain your frame, okay? You don't have to dip your brush that much, but if you want it dark, you can always do a second coat. This wood hasn't been primed or anything, so it's going to soak the stain like quick. And make sure that you give yourself enough time, because you're gonna have to wait probably a day for the stain to dry pretty good. Especially if you do it really, really dark and thick, it's gonna take a day or so to get dry. And this is dark walnut, so I mean, I don't think you need another coat, but it all depends what your preferences are. I like to stain with a piece of cloth, but I realize that we can throw away our brush after we finish. If you find yourself that you're putting too much stain and it's dripping, you can always go get a cloth and wipe it, like if you're cleaning it, and that gets rid of the excess of stain. And you can see that it's very wet if you got too excited and put too much. Okay. So now we are going to let it dry. Like I said, I mean, 24 hours will be the best that I would recommend you to do. Or if you have a blow dryer, you can always speed the process, but it's better if you take it out and put it in the sun. It'll dry prettier and it'll take its time. Okay, we're gonna let it sit so it can dry. Make sure you cover your stuff really well. It splashes because it's like water. It's not as thick as paint. So like I said before, be careful because you can stain like your furniture. So it'd be better to go outside. Okay, we're gonna wait for these 2 items to dry and we will be back to transfer our bunny. My canvas is dry. My frame is pretty dry. So I'm gonna flip it around and we are going to transfer our bunny rabbit into our canvas. Okay. And what I did, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna fold it in half, make a little marking on my head point so it's not way too off from my sides. You can see your half points, then your rabbit, I guess you can do the same inside. And we're gonna place it right here in the middle. Keep in mind that one of the ears is folded, so you kind of gonna eyeball. I mean, I have my half here, and then the top your ear is gonna touch more towards the edge than the other side. This is a different type of vinyl. It's a vinyl, but it looks more like a plastic, like tablecloth, I would say. The plastic tablecloth is a little bit thicker. I really like it because it's a little, it gives like the illusion of fabric, not vinyl. Okay. We are going to peel our transfer tape. Then your additional tool this month is a hot glue gun. 2. We're gonna glue it on the back of our frame. So remember we added those lines, so now I have to make sure that I will not see those once I glue it. So I'm gonna have to keep my eye on how am I gonna put this, because it's not right at the edge of my frame. And what I will do is I'm going to start from the top, which it is right there. And we're gonna do the top first without moving it, 'cause you're gonna be able to see your lines. Okay. Then I will make sure I don't see my lines where I drew my frame. And then now I'm just gonna keep on gluing all around it. Okay. You pull as you go, so you want to have a wrinkle canvas. And I will suggest that you put your glue right on the edge, just in case that you cut it too short. So now it's done. We are going to add our pom-pom for the tail. In the middle, and then we are going to make sure our pom-pom is right there in between the belly. And there you have it.